Hello, I'm Lindsay with Chicago Costume. Today we are going to show you how to create an iconic glam rock look using product you can find in-store or online at www.chicagocostume.com. Start off with a blank canvas, either a clean face or a foundation several shades lighter than your natural skin tone. You might want to powder with a setting powder such as Ben Nye's Neutral Set. Here we used Ben Nye's Cream Foundation in Fairest, all over the face and down the neck, as well as lightly sponging the product over the ears and then across the eyebrows to help wash them out. With an oblong beauty sponge, buff the foundation into the skin, using the pointed end in the corners of the eyes, nose, and mouth for a well-blended and even coverage. Next, using Ben Nye's Powder Rouge in Coral Red, pick up a small amount of the product with an eyeshadow concealer brush and cover the eyelid from the lash line to the crease using small strokes. With the remaining powder on the brush, blend the shadow up into the crease, working from the outer end of the eyebrow to the bridge of the nose and lightly bringing it down each side of the nose, creating a slight contour. Next, take Mehron's Professional Kohl Pencil in black to accent the upper lash line of both eyes, keeping the pencil as close to the lash line as possible. Hold the eyelid open gently to work the pencil between the lashes. Continue contouring the face using a small amount of the Coral Red shadow and a fluffy brush. Here we used an angled blush brush included in the Glam Rock kit and sold separately in our stores. Starting at the edge of the eyeshadow, work your way horizontally back across the temple to the hairline, alternating one side of the face to the other, making sure they are symmetrical. Beginning in the same place, bring the rouge from the end of the shadow vertically along the temple to the hairline, blending with very small circular motions as you go. Then lightly fill in the area between the two lines. Remember not to overload the brush with shadow and use excess whenever possible. Using the same brush or sponge, move on to the cheek contour, starting at the hairline at ear level and working your way inward just below the cheekbone, stopping directly underneath the outer corner of the eye. Sucking in your cheeks can help to identify the line created by the cheekbone. Again, alternate sides to ensure they are symmetrical and use tight circular brush strokes to blend as you go. After creating the line of contour, working inward, use the excess pigment on the brush and begin to drag the line downward about an inch from the top, completing the illusion of sunken-in cheeks. Very lightly, sweep the excess shadow across the jawline, bringing it up slightly at the center of the chin. Now for the iconic lightning bolt. Use the same Kohl pencil. Make a small point at the hairline, about ½ an inch from the middle, and then one above the center of the eyebrow. Join the 2 points with a straight line. You may use a straight edge like an index card to guide you. Skipping over the eye, pick up the same line at the outer corner and extend it downward, ending just above the cheek contour. Repeat this step below the eye with a line parallel to the first that begins 1/4 inch below the tear duct and ends directly above the jawline. These 3 lines will serve as a guide for the rest of the bolt. Wet the small angled brush and pick up some of Mehron's Paradise Aquacolor in Brilliant Orange. Before bringing the brush to the face, gently dab excess water off onto a paper towel to keep the product from running. Begin at the inner corner of the eyebrow and end at the hairline. Make a straight line that runs parallel to the black. Again, you may use a straight edge as a guide. Next, run the brush carefully alongside the black, working slowly and carefully to make sure they don't overlap, picking up more pigment and re-wetting the brush as needed. Continue down below the eye alongside the outer line. Moving back upward, join the end of this line with the beginning of the next one. Carefully trace along the inside of this line with the orange. Starting again at the front of the eyebrow, trace a short line upward across the bridge of the nose toward the opposite temple, ending just above the opposite eyebrow, somewhere between the front and the arch. Pick it back up where the line meets the front of the eyebrow. Trace a line back across the bridge of the nose toward the orange and black line below, meeting them 1.5 inches above the point. Beginning below and ending above the line where you are connecting will ensure that the bolt is tapered and the ends are pointed. Now that the orange is completely outlined, fill in the shapes, covering the eyebrow but avoiding the eyelid and areas covered by pink shadow before rinsing the brush. Wet this same brush and pick up some of Mehron's Paradise Aquacolor in Brilliant Blue, running it along the other side of the black line from the hairline to the eyebrow, starting with a wider line that appears tapered gradually as you move downward. A trick for this is flipping a small angled brush on its side so the edge of the bristles are perpendicular to the line, and drag it downward to the halfway point. Then turn the brush again so the bristles run parallel, creating a thinner line. Repeat this step along the lower half of the bolt. With the bolt completed, it's time for the finishing touches. With the concealer eyeshadow brush, pick up a small amount of the Coral Red Rouge. Run the edge of the brush underneath the lower lash line of the eye opposite of the bolt, joining it with the rest of the shadow. Further define the eyes using the black pencil very gently on the lower lash line to create a very thin line directly below the waterline on both eyes. You may finish off this look by highlighting the inner corners of the eyes, cheekbones, brow bone, and the Cupid's arrow with a shimmery pale shadow and a fluffy or fan brush. Here we used the Mehron Stage Line fan brush and Ben Nye's Lumiere Iced Gold. Finish the look with a generous coat of mascara on the upper lashes and a very small amount of coral pink lipstick that matches the contour. Here we used Ben Nye's Hot Coral, or you can try Mehron's Lip Cream in Sunburst. And now, with your finished glam rock look, you're ready to wow them all on the stage and screen. Let's dance, because we're all done. With our kit, you don't need to be under pressure, feeling like absolute beginners, figuring it out by yourself. Pick up one from our store or online today. In no time at all, you'll be dancing in the street as a space oddity living life on Mars, just like some other stars. Thanks for watching. Like us on Facebook for more tutorials and product info.